Hey YouTubers, it is Gizzy Greenfingers here, and this is my powder puff. If you're American, Canadian, they call it powder puff, or mimosa. What a mimosa, or an aubergine something or other. I don't know but yeah, powder puff. Just look that up and you'll see. But I bought this a couple of years ago, I think. I've had it about 2 years. It sort of already had that sort of slight bend going with it. I did use wires, but I've taken all the wires off and I sort of let it do its own thing in the summer, because these branches get really long and then they sort of help by, you don't need to wire it in such a way because they hang down and they actually wire the branches themselves for me. Obviously there'll be wiring to do eventually, but it looks nice. I think it's a nice specimen to work with, to be fair. But the message of this story is I want to repot it. I was a bit stingy in the beginning of spring, and I had it in this little pot, and I want it to grow a lot bigger, or have the space to grow a lot bigger. And I could probably only do this because of the bonsai mix that I have used for this specimen, which is akadama, pumice, lava rock, and a little bit of compost. And yeah, she's grown well from the beginning of spring to now, since I repotted that. You can see that. Now what I want to show you though is how easy this falls away from the root system. Just look at that, it just falls away. No effort needed whatsoever. And that's one reason to have a good bonsai mix when you're bonsaiing. For this reason, if you've got a repot in the summer, which isn't ideal, ladies and gentlemen, it's not ideal to repot in the summer, for most trees, shall I say. But if you've got a good compost mix like this, you're not really disturbing the roots in such a way where it's going to be not good for the tree. But having a good compost mix is beneficial to be able to repot. See, I could have just slip potted it and put it, which means you take it out of that small pot and you just leave all the soil in and you just put it in a bigger pot and then just fill that with soil. But I know I've got a good mix, as Jason, my work colleague, says. Well, he's a mate, he's my mate. As Jason, my mate, would say, it's just gravel. You're going to have to be watering it 4 times a day. He's right. He is right. So with this new mix that I have made, I have put more compost in it, because he is right. I'm not home all the time, and like some of my little pots, you got to like water 2-3 times in the day, and if you're not there, well, it's goodbye, Mr. Bonsai. But this is the mix I was on about, and that is akadama, lava rock, and pumice, with a little bit more compost than I have done in the past. And what you want to do is you want to get your compost mix, and you just want to heap it up in the middle, just to cover up that little void that you'll have right underneath that trunk where you cut that taproot off. And yeah, this may take a while because I am a bit a perfectionist, shall I say. So I've finally got it to somewhat of the angle that I want it. And what you want to do is you just get your rest of your mix and you just get little handfuls and you just sprinkle that all around that base. like so. And some people use chopsticks. Have I told you the story about chopsticks? Yeah, we won't go there. We won't go there. But yeah, I use my fingers just to tap it down a bit. You saw that root system, and like it is like a gravel, so it will fill in all them little voids with all them little roots. And once you've watered that as well, that's just going to push it all down into those little crevices, and it's going to be fine. It will be fine. I'll just rearrange it to the centre of the pot that I'm using. Now, I leave this tree indoors all year round. In the winter it comes indoors, and it keeps budding and growing. I don't know if it likes cold scarification or not. It's not had it yet, and it seems to be doing alright, so I don't think it will get cold scarification. It is a mimosa, and to be fair, they don't do very well in minus temperatures, to be fair. I'm a gardener, and I've been to a fair few people, so they had mimosas. Can't remember the exact mimosa, but yeah, two clients, they had a mimosa, and they both died in this winter. Not this winter just gone, but in the winter. They got another one, and that died as well, so they don't like minus temperatures. So for that reason, this little mimosa powder puff, she'll be staying with me indoors come winter. I'm not using wires. I'm not going to use wires. I don't think it's necessary for this tree. If we were going to go through to winter, then yes, I would wire it, and if it was staying outside, it would definitely be wired. But it's got the summer now to start anchoring them roots right through that pot. You saw what it looked like in a few months, so yeah, not worried in the slightest about wiring this into the pot. So I think I'm nearly there. That's about all I want to put in. Now, I'm not going to put any feed in. Not when I've repotted. I never do that. I leave it a week or two, just so it can what's the word I'm looking for? Just so it can acclimatise to the new soil mix that it has. And this is it. This is like 2 weeks later. So we've got new buds coming out. It's looking good. It's looking healthy. It's got a lot of nitrogen, obviously, because the leaves have a nice green tinge, which we like. Yeah, we definitely like all that. Yeah, I like this tree. I like the shape that's going on, and it hasn't had many wires. Hasn't had many wires. But I'll try and hold it up so you can see a bit better. No, you can't see anything. Yeah, you can see that. You can see the shape starting. Now it's going to have to get cut back quite a lot, I think, come autumn. And then do I put it under lights through the winter? I need to do a bit more research on the powder puff to see if it's like a proper tropical tree where it wouldn't mind that, or if it didn't have cold cuffs. It didn't have a cold spell. So on that basis, I'm sort of saying, yeah, this is a tropical. Look at that girth. Look at that girth on that trunk. She's girthing up alright. She likes that. She likes that mix. Yeah, a bit wobbly still in the pot, but obviously it needs to grow into it. Some people put like rocks on the top, either side, just to weigh it down until those roots are proper anchored into that pot. You could do that, I could do that, but I'm not gonna. Nah, I'm not gonna. I don't think it's necessary. It's not that windy. But I'm going to start wrapping this up right now. So if you've enjoyed watching, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Ta-da for now. Kissy green fingers.